All right. I don't know what the difference between a ding ding and a doo doo is. I'm getting different sounds this week. But Shabbat Shalom. Happy breath, everybody.
Um,
I just wanted to let you know that we're going to have a Torah service tonight since we haven't done any kind of Torah reading since before March. And that's quite a while. And thanks to, I hope Barbara Gandelman is here somewhere, but thanks to Barbara and her really cool camera, we're going to be able to see me reading the Torah as I chant and translate. It's a very interesting Torah portion that I'm reading tonight. It's Baha'alotcha. I'm going to be reading from the section where Miriam and Aaron get called out by God for speaking bad against Moses, and it's very interesting. Um, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna turn the multiple screen sharing off. This is one of the dangers of screen sharing when you put multiple things on it, one at a time, because then it gets kind of kaflooey. So people can do it by accident, and I don't want them to do that by accident. So we don't want to see what's ever on your screen. We don't know. So that in mind, I'm going to reshare my screen so we can get the service up here. I'm actually do the desktop first, and then I'm going to go with this here, and then everybody can see the service, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to ask if you can politely mute yourselves, as in that's the Zoom etiquette, unless I ask, of course, that you speak, and when there'll be parts where we can. And I'm gonna maybe ask if there's somebody in advance, and who is going to be doing our candle lighting and our kiddush tonight?
Erica and I.
Who's going to be?
Erica and I.
Okay, so Eric and Erica Bernstein are going to do the kid. Does somebody want? I will have it on the screen. Does somebody want to have an aliyah to the Torah, a remote aliyah to the Torah? Don't all.
I'll do it, Erica.
Who says?
Erica.
Erica. Okay, great. All right, terrific. And so I'm going to begin. I'm going to actually look at the participants and it'll just. Um, but Walter is co-hosting, so he's going to help me let people in the door. And we're going to begin, and I'm going to have the cantor. Well, I'm going to say a little Kabbalat Shabbat blessing. So, and I'm going to read where it says, Dear God, we are bound with very tight knots. They choke off air and stop the pulsating freely. The knots make us like computers with carefully controlled circuitry. The knots in our brains tie our creativity, our link with you. We follow the knot around in its intricacy, but it remains a knot. The knots in our hearts keep us from crying and dancing when we long to. They tie us to the posts of the fences that separate us from each other. The knots in our muscles keep our teeth clenched, our jaws locked, our legs crossed, our shoulders stooped, our backs bent, our chests from inhaling and exhaling the full sweetness of life's breath. O God, untie all our knots.
ידיד נפש אב הרחמן, ידיד נפש אב הרחמן, משוחר לך ארץ צונך, משוחר לך, לי 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 לי, ארץ צונך, ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל, ישתחווה לי 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 אל מול הדרך, ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל, ישתחווה לי 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 אל מול הדרך.
So we're going to move to the candle lighting. So I'm going to ask Erica Bernstein to read the English here and also begin with the candles. And those of you who also have candles at home, join in as we light candles together.
As the Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give life to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlek ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Praise be our eternal God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the light of Shabbat. May God bless us with Shabbat joy. May God bless us with Shabbat holiness. May God bless us with Shabbat peace.
Amen.
L'chune ranina, l'chune ranina, l'chune ranina, l'Adonai. L'chune ranina, l'chune ranina, l'chune ranina, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, l'tzor yishenu, nekadma fanav v'toda. Naria, naria, l'tzor yishenu, Izmirot naria lo. L'chune ranina, l'chune ranina, l'chune ranina, l'Adonai. 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 שירו לאדוני, שירו שחדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, שירו שחדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, אסרו מיום ליום ישועתו, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, אסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam umelo. 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 השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ.
There are days when we seek material things and measure failure by what we do not own. On Shabbat, we wish not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature with reckless greed. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we think only of ourselves. On Shabbat, we open our hearts to the needs of others. Therefore, we welcome Shabbat, day of rest, day of joy, day of peace. Please join us for L'cha Dodi.
L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, Shamor v'Zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmianu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, Ushmo echad, B'shem u'tiferet vel b'techilah, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, Likvat Shabbat, L'chu v'nelecha, Ki hi mekor habracha, Merosh mikdem mezucha, Sof ma'aseh v'machshava tefila, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, Hitoreri, Ki va'orech, Kumi Uri, Shir Daveri, Kevod Adonai, Alai Yishnigla, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, Ro'i l'shalom, Akeret bala, Gam b'simcha, ובתוך עולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, או בואי חלה, אוי l'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, Lai 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 L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela, L'cha Dodi, Ikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekabela.
Okay. Whoops. Here we go. Going a little backwards. Here we go. So Adonai is sovereign, robed in grandeur. Adonai is robed, girded with strength. The world stands firm, it cannot be moved. Your throne stands firm from of old. You are eternal. Rivers lift up, Adonai. The rivers sound their thunder. The rivers lift up their pounding waves. Above the thunder of the mighty waters, more majestic than the breakers of the sea, is Adonai, majestic on high. Your decrees are indeed enduring. Holiness befits your house, Adonai, for all times. We're going to continue with the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ילמד יפרח ילותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון וחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמרה במבורך מעולם לעולם מעולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויפול ברומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו ניאל מכל מלאכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה אמרו אמן.
Please rise for our call to worship the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai hamorach. Baruch Adonai hamorach. L'olam avad. Baruch Adonai barach. L'olam avad.
You may be seated. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, by whose word the evenings fall. Your wisdom opens the gates, your discernment causes the times to change and the seasons to alternate. You order the stars in their pathways according to the divine will. Creator of day and night, you roll light from darkness and darkness from light. You cause the day to pass and bring on the night, distinguishing between day and night. The living God who sustains us, you prevail over us now and forever. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who makes the evenings fall. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Do you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo, Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kehod Malchuto Le'olam Avad.
We continue with the V'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection and evil abound. Before our eyes, there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. There is evil enough to break the heart, and there is good enough to exalt the soul. When will redemption come? When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves. Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High. We learned God's presence redeems time and event. And so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
מלכותך קרוב עליך, מלכי הים לפני משה, זה לי אנו ויום Adonai yimloch le'olam Amen. V'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad hazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Kol Yisrael.
Going to continue with the Hashkivenu on this page.
Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom Shalom aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom Shalom aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'akol amo Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'akol amo Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom Shalom aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael Shalom aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael
Blessed are you, eternal, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel and Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu al kol amo Yisrael al Yerushalayim. We're going to continue with V'shamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת ודורתם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת ודורתם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת ודורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם
Please rise for our tefillah.
Adonai שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום ילוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. Disturb us, Adonai, ruffle us from our complacency, make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Shock us, Adonai, deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu b'amcha Yisrael u'tefilatam b'ahava tekabel u'tehi l'ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. We praise you, Adonai, whose presence gives life to Zion and all Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shechinato l'tzion. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, u'lecha na'eh lehodot. Join with the Shalom God.
Shalom Ra al Yisrael Amcha Tachim Le'olam. Shalom Ra al Yisrael Amcha Tachim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon L'chol hashalom. Ki כי אתה הוא מלך אדום בכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Please take a moment for silent prayer and inner meditation.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי וגואלי.
So we're going to actually do a prayer for healing, as we normally do. And this actual verse is going to be in today's Torah portion when we get to the song from the Healing Circle. And I'm going to say the names of those in our community who are ill and who are in need of healing. After I finish reading the names, if you wanted to, feel free to unmute and say a name of somebody who I haven't included on the list for whom you are praying for healing. This week we pray for the healing of Rita Bass, William Beersdorfer, Norma Benvenuto, Susan Bernstein, Helena Berman, Marlene Borisuk, Peter Brines, Michael Califano, Stuart Cohen, Carol Cohen, Ann Copeland, Rosemary Costello, Ruth Davidson, Pauline Delson, Elliot Dorfman, Hermine Marion Friedberger, Jennifer, Robin Gandelman, Ellen Gamora, Joanne Glantz, Carol Goldberg, Joanna Green, Doreen Hall, Isidore Katz, Rose Katz, Victoria Krikorian, Neil Kuttner, Wendy Quate, Blair Lewandowski, David Levin, Tyler Marrero, Jerry Mastropaolo, Thomas Moreo, Rourke Melendez, Alice Newman, Richard Pratt, Judy Packer, Marty Packer, Tiffany Peterson, Carl Rabinowitz, Robert Ramirez, Hermine Shu, Eddie Torres, Asher Tucker, Lori Weinberg, Larry Wright, Jane Yee, Donna Yochai, the Zabacha family, Rimi Yehudit Bat Rachel, Mordechai Ben Malka, Chana Leah Bat Chaya Hinda, Rosia El Bat Rachel, Moshe Yankel Ben Sima Peril, and Roni Meir Ben Yonina. Please join the cantor as we sing these words from our Torah portion.
Oh, okay.
El Na Rafan Allah.
Okay, hold on. Time. Give me a second.
One
I didn't
second.
actually write which one. I thought I mentioned it, but I'm throwing you
No,
for a little
okay.
bit of a loop, but
All right, let's see if I can find this in my music here. Ha ha ha.
or I could start singing it.
Oh, all right. That's a
That's a thought.
that's a
I
thought.
thought we have to do it because it's in this week's Torah portion.
Okay. Well,
These
all right.
actual words come from it. I'm going to be chanting for it in a moment.
All right. Well,
Um,
why
so,
don't you go ahead and do it, Rabbi, since I don't have the music right in
all
front of
right.
me.
El narafanala, el narafanala, el narafanala, refuah shlema. Life is a circle, love is the song, peace is the story we've yearned for so long. When we surrender to God in all things, the circle is completed. Our hearts are blessed with wings. El Narafanala, El Narafanala, El Narafanala, Refuah Shlema. El Narafanala, El Narafanala, El Narafanala, Refuah Shlema. Mishberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Be'ako Be'imotenu Sar Rivka Rachel V'Leah Hu Yivarech Et HaCholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors continue to bless each of those who we have mentioned today in our words and in our hearts. Your faithfulness and your love are eternal. Your blessings, your compassion, your energy flow to us unceasingly. May we turn to you and sense your blessing and your presence. May we draw on all of the resources that you provide us, energy from your energy, love from your love, wisdom from your wisdom, strength from your strength, compassion from your compassion, healing from your healing, so that we can help find paths to healing for all of our loved ones, healing of body and healing of spirit, healing for today and into the future. Hashtab Agla Bisman Kariv Venomar.
Amen.
Amen. So we are going to continue with our Torah service. So if you so desire, you're going to watch our arcs open. And the candidates are going to start singing Ein Kamocha as soon as they're open.
Okay.
Magic. The magic.
It's amazing.
Ein kamocha b'Elohim Adonai, ki ein k'maasecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch l'olam va'ed, Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Harachamim heitir v'rirtzonecha et Zion. Tivnei chamot Yerushalayim, ki yirecha לבד בטחנו, מלך אל רם ונישא, אדון עולמים.
So I'm going to stop sharing just briefly so we can see everybody. Hi, everybody. So in just a moment, I'm going to switch cameras and go to our Torah cam. And I'm going to do a Torah reading, and I'll put back up the blessings so those of you who want to do the blessing can do that with us. So this week's Torah portion is called Baha'alotcha. And it begins with the instructions for lighting the lamps, the menorah in the tabernacle or Mishkan, and how it was to be made. And that's where you get the name. It's in Hebrew, Baha'alotcha, when you light. Also includes a description of the induction ceremony of the Levites into the service of the temple, instructions for a second Passover for those who are in a state of ritual impurity for the first time around. And by the way, when we were doing, that's called Pesach Sheni, when we were trying to do this Zoom Passover thing, we were all excited that we were going to all do a Pesach Sheni because everything was going to be back to normal. I think most of us don't even want to know about a Pesach Sheni, but if we can, we would want to do that. But that was what it was for. If something was going on and you couldn't attend it, you could have a do-over, so to speak. Also, the directions on making some silver trumpets that signal the beginning of a journey, and also to signal gathering people together. The people start complaining. A fire breaks out. Moses prays to God, and this fire stops, and they start whining again because they really miss what was going on back home in Egypt. The fish, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, the garlic that they had back there, and they wanted, of course, their meat. And then, of course, they are given it until it literally comes out of their noses. And then we have a little interlude where two men, Eldad and Medad, act as prophets in the camp. A plague breaks out. And finally, Miriam and Aaron complain about Moses. And that's the part that I'm going to read right now. So it looks like it's a very apropos Torah portion for now. Everything, all what we're experiencing here all at once happening in this one Torah portion. So I am going to... well, let's see, who is going to do the, let me put up on the screen really briefly. I'm just going to put up, where is my Torah blessing? Where did you go? Let's see, here you went here. So, all right, so I'm going to put that back up. And we're going to share that. And so I think Erica wanted to do a,
Yeah.
the blessing. Okay, so I am going to share back this way, and we're going to go up, and we're going to go up, and going to scroll down. Okay, all right. So Erica, I am going to take the cover off of the Torah. I am going to ask you to do the Torah blessings if you can, and maybe, you know what, we can all, I'm going to ask everybody to unmute, and we can all do the line that we're supposed to respond to. It'll sound very cacophonous, but I think it'll be nice to do. So as soon as Erica does the Baruch Hu part, we're going to respond with
A
Baruch.
little bit. I'm sorry.
Can you speak
So,
it bigger?
yeah, so Erica, you're going to read Baruch Hu. Can you read that?
Baruch Hu et Adonai habarach.
And we all say
Baruch
Baruch
Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed.
Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher baruch
Arbanu
hamibi b'nei tan.
Et
Baruch ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Excellent. So I'm going to now share my camera, and this is courtesy of Barbara. So we're going to open the Torah.
Very cool.
All right. And you can
It works
see-
nicely, Rabbi.
Yeah, doesn't
Wow.
it work? Oh, Barbara's there. Good. Yeah, it works really kind of cool. So can you all see that?
Yes.
Now you're going to see my hand, and Walt just said my hand looks pretty splotchy and whatnot, but here it goes. We'll do our best. So I'm going to begin with
Lefty.
Amen. V'tedaber Miriam v'Aharon b'Moshe al audot ha'isha hakushit asher lachach ki isha kushit lakach vayamru harach b'Moshe diber Adonai halogam banu diber וישמע אדוני, והאיש נושר עיניו מאוד מכל האדם אשר על פני האדמה. ויאמר אדוני פתאום אל משה ואל אהרון ואל מרים, שאו שלושתכם אל אוהל מועד, ויצאו שלושתם. וירד אדוני בעמוד ענן, ויעמוד פתח האוהל, ויקרא אהרון ומרים, ויצאו שניהם. ויאמר שמעו נא דברי, אם יהיה נביא אחם אדוני במראה אליו אתפדה, בחלום אדבר בו, לא כן עבדי משה, וכל ביתי נאמן הוא, פה אל פה אדבר בו, ומראה ולא בחידות, ותרומת אדוני יביט, ומדוע לא יראתם לדבר בעבדי במשה? ויחרף אדוני בם וילך והענן סר מעל האוהל, והנה מרים מצורעת כשלג, ויפן אהרון אל מרים, והנה מצורעת. ויאמר אהרון אל משה, בי אדוני, אל נא תשת עלינו חטאת אשר נואלנו ואשר חטאנו. אל נא תהי כמת אשר בצאתו מרחם אמו, ויאכל חצי בשרו. ויצעק משה אל אדוני לאמור, אל נא רפנה לך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה, ואביה ירוק בפניה, הלא תקלם 7 ימים, תסגר 7 ימים מחוץ למחנה, ואחר תעשה. ותסגר מרים מחוץ למחנה 7 ימים, והעם לא נסע עד האסף מרים, ואחר נסעו העם מחצרות, ויחנו במדבר הרן. I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to do a new share. I'm going to translate this for you. So Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman he had married. He married a Cushite woman. They said, has the Eternal spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us as well? And the Adonai heard it. Now Moses was a very humble man, more so than any other man on earth. Suddenly, the Eternal called to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, come out, you 3, to the tent of meeting. So the 3 of them went out. The Eternal came down in a pillar of cloud, stopped at the entrance of the tent, and called out Aaron and Miriam. The 2 of them came forward. And God said, hear these my words. When a prophet of the Eternal arises among you, I make myself known to him in a vision. I speak with him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is trusted throughout my household. With him I speak mouth to mouth, plainly and not in riddles. And he beholds the likeness of the Eternal. How then did you not shrink from speaking against my servant Moses? Adonai's anger burned at them, and God left. As the cloud withdrew from the tent, there was Miriam stricken with stone scales, or tzoraat. When Aaron turned toward Miriam, he saw that she was stricken with scales. And Aaron said to Moses, O my Lord, account not to us the sin which we committed in our folly. Let her not be as one dead who emerges from her mother's womb with half his flesh eaten away. So Moses cried out to Adonai, saying, O God, pray, heal her. But the Eternal said to Moses, if her father spat in her face, would she not bear her shame for 7 days? Let her be shut out of camp for 7 days, and then let her be readmitted. So Miriam was shut out of camp for 7 days, and the people did not march on until Miriam was readmitted. And after that, the people set out from Hatzerot and encamped in the wilderness of Paran. So I'm going to once again share my screen, and I'm going to ask the Bernsteins to do the closing blessing together if you want. Read that. I know that Dara can do it.
Okay, I'll do.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Elohim melech haolam asher nasa
נתן לנו את תורתו, תורת אמת.
Yay.
B'chayeinu.
haolam nata b'tohenu Baruch atah Adonai notei Torah.
Okay.
Amen.
All right. So I'm going to stop again. I just want to cover the Torah up so that it's not naked here. So, what can we learn about this Torah portion? I think a lot. It's tomorrow we're going to actually study some midrashim on this Torah portion. It's very interesting here that Miriam and Aaron are both called out for saying something against Moses' wife and calling her a Cushite. A Cushite is an Ethiopian, and our rabbis go to great lengths to explain why is this what they're complaining about? We don't know. Are they complaining that she just married some other person because his wife Zipporah was a Midianite and not a Cushite? Were they calling her something nasty? Like, because a Cushite has darker skin. So that are they being called out because they too are, say that they're prophets as well. And so we don't know what the actual argument was, but God's not happy. And we learn a little bit about that. And then she gets stricken with Tzara'at, which is a plague of sorts, and you have to be isolated and cast out. Yet the community waited for her; they didn't move on, and we're a little bit in that situation as well, being isolated, being not with our community, and we're kind of standing still, right? What we call stay in place. That's what we're doing. We're staying in place. We're not moving forward. We're kind of like treading water here. I came across an interesting Devar Torah from somebody who was a bat mitzvah back in 2003, and who was a Jew of color, a young woman, a young black woman who became a bar mitzvah in 2003. And she wrote a little bit about this Torah portion, and I thought it was interesting, so I thought I'd share it with you. And this is what she writes. And of course, in 2003, that was some time ago, so this woman is now 30, but that time flies, right? But I was in rabbinical school at that time, so there you go. So here I am, shut out of the camp with time to ponder. All around me there is sand, and there's a well which looks like it's mine. On the first day, I was very angry with myself because of my actions, and at Aaron for not being shut out too. That night, I slept next to the well, where there's a wall that protects me from the sun in the morning and from desert animals and from the cold air. I dreamt that I had switched places with Moses, and I was closer to God. The second day, I was not so angry. I began to think about how I could change my actions and myself. I thought I would try to be less nosy and more respectful. I believe I was so nosy about people because I really had no one to talk to but Aaron. That night, I slept a little better. I dreamt that I was closer to Moses. The dream felt wonderful. I actually thought it was real. On the third day, I was so much more relaxed. I thought about how my mother taught me to be a good girl and always listen to people. That night, my wall protected me from animals and other creatures. I slept like a real baby. I dreamt that when I got back to camp, God made me and Aaron and Moses his servants. My dream was rudely interrupted by the sound of an owl. Woo, woo, said the owl. I think these 7 days are helping me. Today is day 6. The days until now have gone by like a fast wind, but I've had time to think and not work. I have been drinking water and pondering events. I've thought a lot about Moses and about how he has such a good connection with God. I have come to understand that I feel a little excluded because my own baby brother pays more attention to God than to me. When I was talking to Aaron about Moses and the Cushite woman, I was really thinking about Moses paying so much attention to God and not to me. When I get back to camp, I'm going to talk to Moses and tell him how I feel and apologize. I'm also going to try to spend more time with him. If he says he doesn't want to, I will let go and try talking to him at a different time. Then, after we work things out, I'm going to ask him to ask God to call me to the tent of meeting so I can apologize to God too. I think that when I talk to God, I'm going to be myself, but less nosy. I'm going to tell God the way I felt before God sent me out of the camp and how I feel now. So sometimes the words of babes, out of the mouths of babes, we have some words of wisdom. So think about how we talk to people. Think about leadership and how we are expected to behave towards others, and how we act towards our leaders as well, and what's the proper way to challenge leadership when we say Shabbat Shalom. So, and if anybody wants to make a comment, you can open up and say a word or two. But we're going to study it a little bit more. There's a lot of things in the Midrash. In the Midrashim about this Torah portion. So I hope you join us. It's going to be a short Torah study tomorrow. And we're going to end at 11. So just letting you know. So we're going to continue. We're going to put our Torah away. And I'm going to share my screen here with the desktop. And I'm going to put it into this mode. All right, so we go down and voila, arcs are going to be closed. And Cantor's going to sing Eitz Chaim.
Eitz Chaim hi l'machazikim ba v'tom mehushal deraha l'chein noam v'chol netivoteha shalom ashivenu Adonai elecha nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
So we're going to continue with the Kiddush, and I believe Eric Bernstein is going to do the Kiddush for us. And so if you'd like to read where it says,
Seventh,
there we go.
the seventh day is consecrated to the eternal our God. With wine, our symbol of joy, we celebrate the day in its holiness. We give thanks for all our blessings. for life and health, for work and rest, for home and love and friendship. On Shabbat, eternal sign of creation, remember that we are created in the divine image. We therefore raise the cup in thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam barei pri hagafen. Praise are you, eternal God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu Shabbat kodsho b'yavav v'ratzon himchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zeicher letziat Mitzrayim Hivanu v'acharta Yodanu kidashta Mikol ha'amim V'shabbat kodshecha Yahava ufratzon V'nachaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
So I'm going to, let me see how pause share works. I paused sharing. Can you see me? And everybody, did it go back? Is the screen there? Is the
Yeah, the screen's there.
You can see my screen?
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
showing
I
the
thought
kiddush.
that's supposed to do something. I don't know. I'm going to stop the share. All right, because I wanted to see everybody and not have the screen there. I just wanted to make a couple of announcements. Of course, Torah study is tomorrow morning. We're going to start a little bit early, maybe 9:45, because we're going to be done by 11. And to remind you that on Sunday, there is an adult ed program on the antiquities of the diaspora with Dr. L.V. Rucker Sunday morning at 10 a.m. The link went out this week, and we're going to give you a reminder link on Sunday, so look for it early in the morning. And don't forget the following week, we are going to have a women's discussion group is going to be a pajama and wine party next Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. So I don't know what we're going to be talking about. We'll have some nice things to talk about. We'll discuss it, but we get to relax in our PJs. So no men are allowed because we want to be in our PJs. So it's a women's discussion group. The link is going to go out again as well. And I just wanted to give a shout out to that. And don't forget, next week, next Saturday, we're going to have a bar mitzvah, the bar mitzvah of Joseph Dullberg. The whole congregation is invited. I don't think you'll find it strange to come. Please join in and celebrate with him. He's worked really hard on this, and we're going to have the Torahs and things and families, and he's leading the service, and I think it's going to be very, very freilich and very joyous. So I hope that you all zoom in next Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for our Shabbat morning service and bar mitzvah of Joseph Dullberg. So to make sure to do that. So we're going to continue with our Aleinu, and I'm going to share my screen again. Let me stop that so I can get this for you. Okay, so we're going to share the screen and go back to Aleinu. There we go. And here it is.
Okay.
And Sandra's going to sing If You'd Like to Rise. Our arcs are going to be opened.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו ככם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרה בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגופי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אינו, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אינו.
May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
So in reciting the Kaddish, we affirm our awareness of holiness in our world. Much of our experience of divine goodness and love has come to us through those whose lives have touched our own. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Healing is both an exercise and an understanding, and yet not of the will nor of the intention. It is a wisdom and a deeper knowledge of the daily swing of life and death in all creation. There is defeat to overcome, an acceptance of living to be established, and always there must be hope. Not hope of healing, but the hope which informs the coming moment and gives it reason. The hope which is each man's breath, the certainty of love and of loving. Death may live in the living and the healing rise in the dying, for whom the natural end is part of the gathering and of the harvest to be expected. To know healing is to know that all life is one, and there is no beginning and no end, and the intention is loving. As is our custom, if you're observing a yort site, if you so desire, you might rise as your loved one's name is mentioned. In the period of Shaloshim, we remember Erwin Weiss, father of Jerry Weiss and David Weiss, and father-in-law of David Chenkin, and Henry Eiler, father of Alana White. And the upcoming yort sites this week. We remember Aaron Adelson, past president of Temple Beth Sholem, Mel Borer, brother of Elaine S. Tractor, David Deitch, father of Sharon Hamer, Ruth Gollner, mother of Bruce Goldwasser, Harry Greenberg, father of Robbie Schechter, Hannah Muriel Marcus, cousin of Diane Stolman, Justin Murray, friend of Lillian Tadatnik, Elaine Pam, grandmother of Elaine Larkin, Charles Rosenberg, brother of Sam Rosenberg, and Marianne Schlesinger, sister of Herbert Anker. Livracha Zichronam, may their memory be for blessing. We invoke the transcendent power of love and caring as we sanctify God's name. Let us all rise in support of those who mourn and say Kaddish for those who have known to say Kaddish for them. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chaye l'chol beit Yisrael v'agala u'vizman karib v'imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach l'olam ololmei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh Vit hadar, vit ale, vit halal, shemei de kudesha barichu, la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, d'amiran v'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imrama, puya asei shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, and comfort to all who are bereaved, and we say amen. So because our Torah portion begins with light, I thought we would end with one of my favorite little tunes that I can actually play on my ukulele because it's only 3 chords. And
Okay.
I don't know if the cantor is going to join with me. He
Sure.
wants to do it in the key of A, and I learned it in the key of A, and I can do it in the key of C, and I'm all excited. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All in my house, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my house, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my house, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm not gonna make it shine, I'm just gonna let it shine. I'm not gonna make it shine, just gonna let it shine. I'm not gonna make it shine, just gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, there we go. I don't know if that worked, but we're gonna okay, so I see everybody here. I'm gonna just give you one closing blessing for everybody. Um, so there is a wonderful midrash in the Midbar Rabbah about this Torah portion, speaking about B'cholotcha, when you mount the lamps. And God said to Moses, you know, I have no need of lighting candles for you to be fastidious in keeping them lit. Rather, it is for your merit that I have commanded this. Know that when a person builds a house, they make the windows narrow on the outside and wide on the inside so the light will enter from the outside and illuminate the inside. And when Solomon built the temple, he made the windows narrow on the inside and wide on the outside so that the light from the temple would go out and illuminate the world. Well, the temple no longer stands, and yet we still strive to construct holy spaces in our synagogues. And when we can't have synagogues, we have our homes, and we also have ourselves. So whenever and wherever we choose to make holy spaces, let us always remember that God's light should radiate out, not for God's sake, but for our own and the world. So I leave you with the priestly blessing. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God keep you and bless you and protect you. E'er Adonai panavecha v'yuneka. May the light of God shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God's presence be with you. Yisa Adonai panav alecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And may God grant you peace. And we say amen,
Amen.
And Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody. If you wanted to say hi, you can unmute.
Shabbat
I can
shalom.
mute people, but I can't.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom,
Shalom,
everyone.
everybody. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Hope-
shalom.
I hope everybody's doing
Shabbat
very
shalom.
well.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
All
shalom.
right. Everybody stay very safe
Shabbat
and
shalom.
sound.
Safe and happy. Who's here
Nice
today?
to see everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Very cool Torah service, Rabbi.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the picture was great. Great. Excellent.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Where's Barbara? Thank you for your camera, Barbara. Wherever
Yeah,
you
Barbara.
Yeah,
thank you.
Barbara, thank you for the camera.
I'm here.
You just
I'm here.
That worked very, very well.
want to see you, right? You just wanted to
Really
be
Good job.
okay.
Yeah, my internet was acting spotty in my room, so I left the camera off, but I'm here. I don't even know if you could see. Can you see me?
Hi, Carl. How are you? How you
I
doing?
think
He's there.
Deirdre did something in that.
Never thought.
Maria.
What? Okay. You're well. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom, Carl. Shabbat shalom, Jerry.
Rabbi, can you see me?
No, I can't. It actually.
Yeah, you know what happened? You know what happened? It says that I'm on video, but I had to go in through the browser because my internet was spotty and it wouldn't let me open the meeting any other way. That's why I was late. So
Right.
that's why it says that I'm on regular with video, but I'm not. I can see you, but I guess you can't see me. So yes, you're welcome.
Where are you, Barbara?
I'm
Okay.
at the top, but there's no,
Yeah,
it says there's a camera, but there's no camera.
On there.
You have a black screen, Barbara.
Yeah.
It's black. And your name says Barbara. That's all we see.
Right. And it does.
Oh,
say-
well, you're welcome. Yeah, my internet wasn't working to launch the meeting, so I had to go in through the browser. And I guess when you go in through the browser, it's like when you call in.
Right.
You don't really have video.
Right.
Shabbat shalom, Gloria.
Shabbat shalom. And
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Sharon.
Shalom, everyone.
See you tomorrow.
Shalom, Alice.
All right. I'm going to wish everybody
Take care,
Shabbat shalom.
everybody.
Have a good night. Stay safe.
Bye.
Take care,
See you
everyone.
all soon. Bye.
yes. Gonna maybe end the meeting. I'm gonna end the meeting. I'm gonna end. the meeting.
Okay.
All right.
See you all tomorrow.
Right.
Okay, good night, everybody. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. Good to see
Yes.
everybody.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Hmm?
Talking to, is Eric still here? Eric's there, so I.
Yes.
Talk to me after the meeting, so we'll.
Sure, thank you.
Meeting briefly, because I'm not sure about unveil. Or we can talk now. I don't know. It all depends on if you think it's going to be. Do you think it'll be less than 10 people?
Yes.
All right. And anytime will be fine. Do you want to do it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
As long as we're spaced
Well,
out outdoors, I can. I guess we can do it. But just I don't have anything planned, so just.
Yeah, no, that's why I wanted to. My uncle is now thinking about, wanted to start getting something in order. He wasn't sure. He kept holding off, and now he wants to try and do something. I know that you take off in July, and my grandmother's unveiling at the end of June, and so I
Yeah,
want.
I would prefer it later as possible. So if you want to pick some Sunday in August, if that's when you guys want to do it, just let me know what date you're thinking of. I don't have.
He was trying to do at the end. Well, I don't know if it's too late for the end of June. Do you think it? I mean, do you have plans? I would understand because of the short notice.
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly do it, but I just would want to make sure that the way it is now, that it would be you make sure that it's like 10 people or less.
Okay.
Just because of the way the situation is and everything.
Understood.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing doing, but yeah, certainly.
Let me confirm with them. I just wanted to get an idea, though.
Because it's only, I mean, I shouldn't really be planning anything now, but the last, so that the 28th, that's, that's only a couple of weeks away, right? That's-
Yeah. Let me speak
Oh,
to
July
my
4th weekend, yeah.
and
So-
I will get back to you on my mom.
I have no plans, but I just wanted to make sure that there's not a crowd, because we.
Yeah,
really-
no, understood. Let me find out and I will let you know, Rabbi. Thank you.
Okay, right. That's all. I have, just let me know and everything.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. And then, as far as, I apologize for the, we were going by the printout that we had, which was.
Oh, it's okay. Yes, we did a different service. Yeah.
Apologies for that. We were going by, but we had easier to view.
You can just read it from that, yeah. And if you want, I could have sent you that, but I have it on PDF, but yeah.
No, that's fine. Thank you. And then, so how did you do this you went through YouTube and YouTube connects to Zoom, or did you use
Yeah, so if you have to enable the settings, and if you're only hosts, it says more, and then it says, well, I'm gonna